Here this morning while I was watering the plants, I saw the bees. So much of them, they keep on pollinating. Ah, this one is actually the flower of the bitter gourd or ampalaya. And right now, since they are being overshadowed by the other plants, that's the reason why it didn't bloom. But in some areas, you can also see as an output of flowering the fruit of the bitter gourd. Another flower that I'm going to show you here, if you can identify this chili or pepper. We normally saw this in the market, the pepper itself, and in here we are growing a little bit further or farther. So a little bit farther, you can see in here, yeah, the bees, they are doing their task. They're so industrious these days. They keep pollinating, and that's what we like. At least we are being helped by their efforts to pollinate the flowers within this garden. We're going to move a little bit. In here I will be showing you the flowers of squash. Right now I felt sad because in the past we have been showcasing here in this garden a lot of flowers of the squash, and it is huge. Right now it is struggling, maybe because of the weather. These are the evidences that they are struggling. Yeah. The flower didn't bloom and some wilted, and as a result of that, there is this abnormalities in their fruit. This is not the usual squash, you know. Yes, that's the reason. The difficulty in them to adjust to the high temperature these days. That's the reason why we seldom saw in here flowers. There are a lot of flowers in here also, but it still didn't bloom. Some already dried up in here, even if it didn't reach the time for the flowers to bloom. So let us just allow the water to flow freely, so that in any way possible they will be able to, the plants will be able to survive in these days of tests. I think this is the time for them to be tested. I'm going to show you also several flowers of rock melon. These are rock melon in here. A lot of rock melon in here. And similar with the other areas, you can also see some of these doing a task to pollinate this area. Yeah, so a lot of flowers right now dried up. It dried up already. And in here I also saw, yeah, a squash about to be fertilized, but I am not sure because nearby, as you can see, it dried up already. Another one started to grow, but we are not sure really how far they are going to grow. I think there are difficulties these days. Now essentially we need to understand that plants do have to undergo flowering stage. Yeah, like this pepper. Yeah, like this pepper, it has white flower on it, And in here also there are lots of flowers that seem to be blooming in a later part. It's so important because it will become a chili like this or a pepper like this. And even if in this area we're in, it is being overshadowed, as you can see up, it has been covered. I mean, the roof system has been covered by the leaves of, not only leaves, the vines also of the squash. Still we are blessed in here because we can see at the base of this pepper that it get ripe already. We are having two in here, yeah, two ripe pepper. That's very nice to see that our labor becomes so productive to a point that we were able to harvest. And another understanding is that it has to go through the flowering stage and then the fertilization stage so that it will become fruit like this. And this is our butternut pumpkin, and it started like a flower and then it fertilized, it fertilized and it became like this now. Moving forward, I think we are heading towards the entrance. We still have a lot in here. Okay, on the wall you can see, let's zoom this, you can see in here, oh, I think during this week this is the largest so far flower of the squash that I witnessed in this garden, because in some parts it didn't push through. They stopped giving flowers already. Okay, so in here you can see the flowers of rock melon. As you can see in here, the associated to the flower is the fruit. So once it is fertilized, it will develop into a huge fruit, and then we will enjoy. They are crawling in here in this kamachili tree. Yes, they are crawling in here. We'll also see some parts of the some in here rock melon, a lot of rock melon in this area. I do hope, oh, yes, this is a happy day. This is a happy day. This is a happy day for me, because eventually the the rock melon became a fruit. This is the first time that I planted a rock melon and then it became fruit. I also featured in here another one. I don't know why it didn't materialize. I mean, the other rock melon. Where are you? Only one? I'm expecting two. What happened? Happened to you? Where are you now? Where are you now? I'm looking for you now. You know, in here right now that we saw that the the rock melon became a little bit bigger. I mean, it increased in size already. We can sense the smell, you know, that it gets ripe. Ooh, ooh. I am happy. I'm happy indeed. And another one, you can see the flower of mongo. And resultant to that, there is a fruit in a pod. And this morning we just harvested two, and then we already planted in here. na munggo. So in a few weeks time we will be seeing another munggo like this one. We also planted it here. Oh, very nice. What else I'm going to show you? Another sets of watermelon in here. Watermelon in here. Yeah, and then the fruit of the watermelon. I think it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger right now. As you can see, the wood we fixed in here seem to be having that kind of difficulty in handling the size of this water. It is so fulfilling